Okay, how much? I want to bid. I won't tell you whether I'll just keep it or eat it, but it does look very delicious.
Eat it. Well, I guess you could.
I mean, I don't know. It's just gonna
It's
sit
chocolate.
there. I'll eat little pieces here and there. Anyway, let's take a look. Enough about chocolate. Let's take a look out at Newport right now. Clouds looking pretty, or the sky is looking pretty foggy over there as well as here in Portland. Seeing a lot of cloud cover there too, but temperatures are almost up to their high for the day at around 52 degrees. They'll reach the mid 50s up and down the coast. As you can see, up and down the coast, everywhere you go is pretty much up to that level at the moment, except in Astoria. They're seeing 48 degrees at the moment. Here in Portland, we're seeing 40 degrees, down in Salem 50 degrees, so a bit of a range up and down the I-5 corridor. Over in the eastern half of our state, a bit of a range too, seeing some 20s still at this point in the morning. Burns 28 degrees, Baker City 25. Redmond 36 and Bend 45. So Bend is looking quite a bit warmer than they normally do at this point in the morning. Still been seeing some 30s over there over the last several days. Over at the coast today, they're looking at a pretty gusty day with some temperatures in the mid-50s, gusts up to 25 miles per hour. They're starting things off with some rainfall, but in the afternoon hours, it's going to give way to some sun breaks. They'll see some temperatures, as you can see, in the mid-50s there. Here in the valley, though, we are going to remain pretty consistently rainy. Not much in the way of winds, and we'll get a bit of a break from the rain in the later afternoon hours, but temperatures should stay in the low 50s for the most part. Over in the Gorge, they'll have a pretty gusty day, gusts up to 30 miles per hour there. Once again, a pretty consistently rainy day, though, over in the Gorge with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Up in Mount Hood, there is going to be that winter weather advisory lasting this afternoon through tomorrow afternoon. That's going to bring, especially overnight tonight, several inches of snow to the pass in Government Camp, and then up to a foot of snow to the mountain itself. So good news for skiers and snowboarders. Over in eastern Oregon, they're starting things out with some sunshine, but they should see some afternoon rains with some temperatures ranging from the mid-40s to mid-50s there. Today and tomorrow in Portland, we'll stay in the lower 50s before we drop down to the 40s, closer to the seasonal averages Monday through Wednesday. A bit more sunshine peeks out too, with some morning fog Monday through Wednesday. Rains return on Thursday, though, and our overnight lows by midweek get pretty chilly, below freezing. So, starting to look cold.